There is no me, no self. Jim Carrey is gone. Actually never existed.
Pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join. And here I am.
And we need to be clear. Shamelessness is not and will never be a superpower. It is the mark of a villain. Kidnapping is not what great nations do.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
you don't know what it is.
My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character,
right?
Because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be...
Here's all the evidence we have to confirm that Jim Carrey has been cloned in less than 1 minute. Alright, so to start off, here's what Jim Carrey looked like a year ago, and here's what he actually looks like now. Definitely a very noticeable difference, and many say he is looking completely unrecognizable. Next, as you can see all the way up at the top, Jim Carrey's eye color has been brown literally his entire life, and the other day when he was spotted at an award show, his eye color was actually light green. Jim Carrey has also had the same signature for literally his entire life, and when he was at that same exact award show the other day, he ended up signing some things for some fans, and his signature completely changed. And then finally, at that same exact award show a few days ago, Jim Carrey literally straight up said that he was dead during an interview, and then also said that his favorite funny face to wear is the face that he is wearing right now.
I'll just fucking out him. Jim Carrey called me up last week. I talked to him for 5.5 hours. He's like begging me to like get a deal with Q. Like he's afraid of the brackets. I'm like, and it's just like.
Have you seen him on the talk shows? Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
Was this mysterious Alexis Stone actually the man dressed up as Jim Carrey, or was he being paid to play along with a story that didn't belong to him? Ever since the man claiming to be Jim Carrey stepped out in Paris, confusion has been spreading like wildfire online. People immediately noticed something felt off. The eye color didn't match. The facial structure looked unfamiliar. Even the voice carried a tone that longtime fans swear they had never heard before. Still, Jim Carrey's team jumped into damage control mode, working nonstop to convince the public that the bizarre clone rumors were nothing more than a wild internet conspiracy. But the situation only became stranger. Because even while a so-called publicist insisted the man in Paris was the real Jim, fresh receipts suddenly began circulating across social media. Screenshots, comparisons, and leaked claims started piling up fast. And according to the people digging into the details, the story might be far darker than anyone expected. Some believe the real Jim Carrey was quietly replaced. Others think he's deliberately hiding from the spotlight. And then there are the people convinced something much more unsettling is going on behind the scenes. If you somehow missed the chaos unfolding online, here's what set everything off. Just days ago, Jim Carrey began trending
Loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, Camilla Coutinho, was also amazing. It was just a brilliant evening, Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed.
The moment those photos hit the internet, the theories exploded. Within minutes, people began pushing the same chilling narrative. This wasn't Jim Carrey at all. According to some voices online, the real Jim had supposedly been removed and quietly replaced by a clone after he started speaking too openly about powerful elites and secret societies. The comparisons only fueled the suspicion. Fans pointed out the eyes looked completely different. The shape, the color, even the way they moved felt wrong. Comment sections filled up fast with people insisting the same thing. That is a double. That is not Jim Carrey. But just when the internet thought the situation couldn't get any stranger, the story took an even more bizarre turn. Right as the controversy was spreading across every platform, a new character suddenly stepped into the spotlight. Popular drag performer and celebrity makeup artist Alexis Stone posted a shocking video claiming the man everyone saw in Paris wasn't Jim Carrey at all. According to him, it was actually him the entire time. The claim stunned people. In the video, Alexis insisted he had pulled off the impersonation using an incredibly detailed disguise, a hyper-realistic prosthetic mask designed to replicate Jim's face, paired with a custom wig, artificial teeth, and layers of professional makeup. According to his explanation, the transformation was so convincing that it fooled cameras, reporters, and even fans watching from only a few feet away. But instead of calming the internet, his explanation made the situation even more suspicious. Because the photos he posted of the so-called mask immediately raised new questions. Many people studying the images claimed they didn't even look real. Some argued the pictures looked strangely artificial, almost like they had been generated by AI rather than photographed in real life. And that's when—
The real Jim Carrey, please stand up. It's Alexis Stone. It's Alexis Stone. How do you know? I'm going to need some proof. I can't just believe that easily. I'm going to show you what Alexis Stone posted. And if you don't know who Alexis Stone is, he's a celebrity impersonator who does a fabulous job. When all this Jim Carrey stuff started popping off, he posted that he is in Paris. And people were like, wait a second, hold on, what? And then he posted this to his TikTok story, which shows a wig in the back that I think very much looks like France Jim's hair. And then my husband thinks that this mask looks like Jim Carrey. And then he posted a couple of photos of Jim Carrey with the caption, Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris.
But the story didn't end there. In fact, the moment Alexis Stone's video started gaining traction online, Jim Carrey's team suddenly sprang into action. Almost instantly, a wave of damage control began flooding the media. Statements appeared, interviews surfaced, and Jim's representatives moved quickly to shut the entire narrative down before it spiraled even further. Jim's publicist stepped forward and flat-out rejected Alexis' claims. According to them, the man who walked onto that stage in Paris and accepted the award was absolutely the real Jim Carrey. No disguises. No impersonators. No elaborate stunt. They insisted Alexis was simply chasing attention and using the chaos to promote himself. The official explanation was simple. Jim's appearance at the César Awards had been planned for months. They claimed the actor had accepted the invitation back in the summer and was genuinely honored to attend the ceremony. But that explanation didn't calm the internet. If anything, it made the situation feel even more suspicious to people who have followed Jim's career closely. Because anyone who has been paying attention over the past several years knows Jim Carrey hasn't exactly been playing along with Hollywood's rules. Quite the opposite. For a long time, he's been one of the few celebrities openly criticizing the entertainment industry itself. From interviews to public speeches, Jim has repeatedly questioned the power structures behind fame, influence, and control. And whether people believe those claims or not, one thing is undeniable: he has never been shy about saying things that make powerful people uncomfortable. That's exactly why so many conspiracy-minded viewers believe he would be the perfect target for something like this. In their view, outspoken celebrities are the ones the industry allegedly replaces or duplicates so they can keep the public-facing version under control. Someone who once spoke freely suddenly becomes quiet, agreeable, and cooperative. And the timing of this whole situation only added fuel to the fire. Right when the internet began revisiting Jim's old comments about powerful elites and the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, things he hinted at long before those headlines exploded, suddenly Jim reappears in public acting completely different. Instead of speaking out even louder while people are finally paying attention, the version of Jim showing up lately seems to be doing the exact opposite. Suddenly he's attending glamorous award ceremonies, smiling for cameras, publicly thanking the same Hollywood institutions he once mocked. For longtime fans, that shift feels almost impossible to believe. Because the Jim Carrey people remember would never have played along like that. And this is where the conversation circles back to the moments that originally made him such a controversial figure inside the industry. Over the years, Jim has had several explosive interviews where he openly criticized Hollywood power structures. But there are two moments in particular that the internet keeps bringing up, two moments where he spoke so directly that many people believe it put a target on his back. The first one happened during his now infamous appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. What started as a typical late-night interview quickly turned into something far stranger. In the middle of the conversation, Jim suddenly began joking, or maybe not joking, about secret societies controlling the entertainment world. Then he took it even further. Jim looked directly at Jimmy Kimmel and casually suggested that nearly everyone in Hollywood, including Jimmy himself, was connected to the Illuminati. The room went silent for a moment. Jimmy laughed nervously, clearly caught off guard, trying to steer the conversation back to safer ground. But Jim kept leaning into it, pushing the joke further and further until the tension in the studio became impossible to ignore. You could see it on Jimmy's face. He was trying to stay calm, smile through it, and move the show along, while quietly hoping Jim would stop talking.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and look at him trying to cover it up.
And then there was the moment that many people still can't stop talking about, his appearance at the 2018 BAFTA Awards. What was supposed to be a routine acceptance speech quickly turned into something far more uncomfortable for the room full of Hollywood elites watching him. The second Jim Carrey stepped onto that stage, the atmosphere shifted. Instead of delivering the usual polite thank yous and industry compliments, he began speaking in a way that made the entire room uneasy. Cameras captured the reactions as he barely mentioned the award itself. Instead, he started directing attention toward the industry sitting right in front of him. One by one, his comments seemed to call out the culture behind the glamour. According to people who watched it unfold, Jim wasn't celebrating Hollywood that night. He was exposing it. He hinted at dark behavior behind closed doors, accusing powerful figures in the room of taking part in disturbing rituals and secret practices that the public was never meant to see. The room that had been applauding just moments earlier suddenly went quiet. Some guests laughed nervously, assuming it was another one of Jim's surreal jokes. Others looked genuinely uncomfortable, unsure whether he was serious or not. But Jim kept going, delivering the speech with a strange mix of humor and intensity that made it impossible to tell where the performance ended and the accusations began. Of course, the reaction from the media was immediate. Within hours, headlines started appearing that painted him as unstable or out of touch. Tabloids pushed the narrative that Jim had simply gone too far again, another eccentric celebrity rant that shouldn't be taken seriously. The story quickly shifted from what he said to whether he had lost his mind. And just like that, the industry moved on. But now, years later, people are revisiting those moments with a completely different perspective. Because as more scandals and secrets continue to surface from inside Hollywood, many viewers are beginning to question whether Jim was actually joking at all. Some believe the things he hinted at back then are slowly being confirmed piece by piece today. Which is exactly why this new situation has people so unsettled. If the real Jim Carrey really was someone willing to expose powerful figures in front of the entire industry, then the question everyone is asking now becomes even more disturbing. Where's the real Jim Carrey today?
Children is not what great nations do. We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
For those still wondering why people even believe the industry would go as far as cloning celebrities in the first place, supporters of the theory say the reason is frighteningly simple: control. According to them, a duplicate version of a star would be far easier to manage than the unpredictable human being the world originally fell in love with. A controlled replacement wouldn't question the system, wouldn't challenge powerful figures, and definitely wouldn't expose anything happening behind closed doors. In this narrative, these so-called replacements behave exactly how they're programmed to. They say what they're told, appear where they're instructed, and carefully follow whatever public image the industry wants to maintain. To believers of the theory, these doubles are essentially performers operating inside a script written by someone else entirely. The personality might look familiar on the surface, but the rebellious voice that once spoke freely suddenly disappears. That's why, according to people who push this idea, outspoken celebrities are the ones who supposedly become targets. The moment someone refuses to play along with the system or starts revealing uncomfortable truths, they become a problem. And if the industry can't bring that person back under control, the theory claims there's only one option left: remove them from the spotlight and replace them with a version that will cooperate. The replacement, in this view, becomes the new public face. Same name, same image, same brand. But now the person standing in front of the cameras follows the script perfectly, never stepping out of line. They smile when they're supposed to smile, praise the institutions they once criticized, and move through the spotlight like nothing ever changed. Which is exactly why some viewers believe the sudden shift in Jim Carrey's behavior feels so strange to them. The man who once mocked Hollywood elites, challenged powerful figures, and openly questioned the entire entertainment machine now appears to be doing the opposite. And for the people convinced something bigger is happening behind the scenes, that change isn't just suspicious. It's the biggest clue of all.
That's like this. This is not Jim Carrey. It reminds me of this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Think back to those moments when Jim Carrey appeared on late-night shows and suddenly started calling out powerful elites, joking, or maybe not joking, about how strange and secretive the people running the industry really were. A lot of viewers say that was the exact moment they felt something bad was coming for him. The second he started hinting that Hollywood wasn't what it pretended to be, many people believed he had already crossed a line you're not supposed to cross. Some fans now believe that's when everything changed. According to the theories circulating online, certain actors who get too close to exposing what's really happening behind the scenes don't simply fade away. They disappear quietly and are replaced with someone who looks and acts similar enough to keep the public from asking questions. In their eyes, what we're seeing now could be the result of that exact playbook. Remove the original voice and swap in a version that won't rock the boat. Of course, none of this has ever been proven. But the internet is still buzzing with speculation. From the unusual Paris appearance to Alexis Stone's strange confession and the sudden pushback from Jim's own team, the entire situation has left people wondering if there's more to the story than anyone is admitting publicly. So now the question is yours. What do you think about these cloning allegations surrounding Jim Carrey? Do you believe the man we're seeing today is the same outspoken figure who once called out the industry? Or do you think something very different may have happened behind the scenes after he started revealing too much? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because this conversation is only getting bigger. And before you go, make sure you check out the next video on your screen, because the story connected to this one is even messier than you think.